get the news I need on the weather report.
You heard it here first, folks. We made it to 2022, and it's time that we try and look forward and see what's in store for us this year. With that in mind, I obtained a copy of Harris's Farmer's Almanac for the year of our Lord 2022, featuring weather forecasts for all regions, and notable events, zodiac secrets, astronomical tables, planting tables, gardening hints, fishing guide, predictions, nostalgia, mysteries of the universe, and facts and folklore. And this publication was printed for farmers, planters, merchants, laborers, and gentle country folk, in the same tradition as Ben Franklin's Poor Richard's Almanac. It's printed in the USA, and it's inspired by the original Harris's Almanac, first published in 1692. You can find this in the periodical section of any grocery store. So let's see. We've got an ad for retirement with featuring Tom Selleck. We've got the title page. Let's see, we've got a note to our readers from the editor, Nancy. I'm not really going to go into it. It's just a bunch of baloney. We've got an advertisement for the best natural fertilizer on Earth, with a 800 number and a website. It's got some facts about the products. And as we all know, any claims made in advertisements are true and should not be questioned. We get to the table of contents. Shows us some of the featured articles in this publication. Let's see. It looks like they have a story on FDR's first dog. 3 all-American salads. Let's see. Amazing chickens. Our friends, the good viruses. So that's an interesting one. And then they've got different sections: astronomy, calendars, fishing, planting, recipes, weather, and zodiac. And opposite the table of contents, we find an advertisement for a chair. It's called the Perfect Sleep Chair. So, let's see. Let's look at the bottom. It says, because each Perfect Sleep Chair is a made-to-order bedding product, it cannot be returned. But if it arrives damaged or defective at our option, we will repair it or replace it. Copyright 2021, First Street for Boomers and Beyond Incorporated. So that's pretty cool. Let's see. Apparently white glove delivery is included in the shipping charge. The chair will be delivered by professionals to the exact spot in your home where you want it. They will unpack it, inspect it, test it, position it, and even carry the packaging away. Far out. There's a testimonial at the top of the advertisement. It's a full-page ad. At the top it says, "To you, it's the perfect lift chair. To me, it's the best sleep chair I've ever had. J. Fitzgerald from Virginia." Well, he's either from Virginia or he is a representative of the VA. So it's interesting. It's billed as 3 chairs in one. You can sleep, recline, and lift. but the picture looks like it's just one chair. So, let's see. Let's check out their ad copy. Okay. You can't always lie down in bed and sleep. Heartburn, cardiac problems, hip or back aches, and dozens of other ailments and worries. It's weird. That second sentence I don't think is actually a sentence. I don't know. I don't really understand ad copy or any of the style standards. Let's see. They have a glossary of terms used in this book. Yeah, I guess they're calling it a book, although it is kind of packaged and billed as a periodical. Let's see if there's any interesting terms in the glossary that we need to look at. Yeah, I guess some of them would be worth looking into, but I guess I'll just mark this page and come back to it if anything we touch on needs qualified. Let's see. Notable days for 2022, including church days and holidays. So, let's see. Starting in January. Today is a notable day. It's New Year's Day. Tomorrow, January 2nd, is Epiphany, parentheses Catholic. So if you're Catholic, there is a good chance tomorrow that something is going to come to you that you weren't expecting. Unfortunately, if you're Episcopal, you won't be able to celebrate Epiphany until January 6th. But we are all able to celebrate Sir John MacDonald's birthday on January 11th. And then January 17th is Martin Luther King's birthday, parentheses, observed. So, that's interesting. I want my birthday to be observed. I guess I'm fine with when my birthday is observed. I'm really one of the few people that observe it anyway, and I don't want to mess up my schedule. That being said, we've got another birthday in January. January 30th, we celebrate Franklin D. Roosevelt's birthday. Let's see. Let's go ahead and look at February. We got some notable days in February. February 2nd is Purification, parentheses, Candlemas. I don't know what that means, but I'm not worried about it because we have another notable day on February 2nd, Groundhog Day. So instead of worrying about what purification is, I'm going to spend all day worshiping groundhogs. And in doing so, I will be doing what I want on my half birthday. And I think half birthday should be reserved for the individual to take a personal day, at least in terms of cognitive bandwidth. But let's see, February 8th is Boy Scouts Day. So that's interesting. February 12th is Lincoln's birthday. And with the precedent set earlier in this list of notable days, I'm not sure if that would mean Abraham Lincoln or some guy named Lincoln. Because at this point we've had 3 birthdays listed as notable days for this year that are their full names are provided. Except I'm sure. Well, I wonder if Martin Luther King's birthday, if it's his dad's birthday, because the one that I'm sure most of you are familiar with is Martin Luther King Jr. So maybe it's his dad's birthday. Back to February 14th, St. Valentine's Day. The day celebrating candy and having to get Valentines for the whole class so no one feels left out. February 21st is Washington's birthday. At this point, I think it might be George Washington. At least observed. It's Washington's birthday, parentheses, observed, / President's Day. Oh, and then the 22nd is Washington's birthday, parentheses, traditional. Interesting. So, I think at that point, we can come back to this when we get into March and April and anticipate what days are coming up. There's let's see. So they've got a list of all of the notable days by month. Then they've got religious calendars, civil calendar for the United States of America, chronological cycles and eras. Wow, this is really interesting. Just got a whole bunch of different stuff in here. What an interesting publication. I've got a story about the second White House, which is about the vice president's home. We've got the invention of the year, the world's lightest and most portable mobility device. So, let's see. It looks like... Yep, it's called the Zinger. Let's see. Once in a lifetime, a product comes along that truly moves people. Introducing the future of battery-powered personal transportation, the Zinger. Far out. Let's see. We got a story about the USS Langley. I've got an advertisement for rototillers. Got a story on Grandma Moses. I've got an advertisement for the Perfect Walker, which is trademarked. And it looks like instead of hunching over, it is taller and has elbow pads, so you can stand up and you don't have to... it looks like the supports of a treadmill without the treadmill. It's got wheels, but it looks like the sides of a treadmill. Let's see, we've got the Christmas tree ship. Let's see, we've got an advertisement. Train at home to work at home. Be a medical coding and billing specialist. That's cool. You can train at home in as little as 5 months to earn up to $42,630 a year. Wow. Far out. Happy birthday, Reader's Digest. Got a little story celebrating the birth of Reader's Digest. It looks like we've got some sort of... Wow. I don't even know how to address this. It's got a weird URL, and then it's an I think it's an advertisement. It's got a picture of Noah's Ark, a time ark, which is a flying saucer, and then the Ark of the Covenant, which we all recognize from the Indiana Jones movie. Let's see, it says Creator Yahweh's Arks for Survival. Positive survival is not possible on this continent. You must evacuate. And then it's apparently that's Revelation 6:12 through 17. That's wild. Let's see, we got a story, U.S. Senator for a day. Got an advertisement, 3 classic mint U.S. stamps free. It's cool. You gotta get a little coupon you can clip and you can send it to Mystic Stamp Company in Camden, New York. So you got a story about the Lincoln Memorial. Guess there's more to it than what you see on the penny. Let's see. How to use the calendar pages. Let's see. Yeah, I'm sure this is important, but I'm not really worried about it. Got the 12 signs of the zodiac, characters, aspects, and abbreviations. Okay, so this is November. Oh, wow. So, what? It's got... This is weird. I don't know why. But among... Okay, so... Wow. Okay. Oh, these are notable days in history within November. So, let's see, November 3rd, 1906, SOS became distress signal. And then the next day, in 1922, King Tut's tomb was discovered. Let's see. X-rays were discovered November 8th, 1895. Kabul fell on November 13th, 2001. And then the next day, the 14th, Moby Dick was published in 1851. The Battle of Chattanooga was on the 24th of November in 1863. The first face transplant was in 2005 on the 27th of November. Huh. Let's see. Then they've got a whole little thing about November 2021, which we already know. We've been there. So I'll go to December, just so we can look at historical notable days. December 2nd, 1982, the first artificial heart transplant. Let's see. Oh, December 12th, Supreme Court ruled for Bush in 2000. Let's see. Sacagawea died, 1812, December 20th. Let's see. Yeah, there's some other ones, but I don't think they're notable. That's the thing about this is I'm reading the notable days as decided by the publishers of Harris's Farmer's Almanac, and I am choosing what I communicate to you as notable days. Let's see. We're looking at January. So in 1863 on this day, slaves in U.S. became free. So that's cool. Let's see. January 6th. It says Epiphany. U.S. Capitol stormed 2021. Let's see. January 11th. China lists first COVID-19 death, 2020. January 15th, 1943, the Pentagon was completed. Oh, this is interesting. Now, here they say on the 17th of January, it's M.L. King Jr.'s birthday observed. First canned beer, 1935, on January 24th. And the next day, in 1984, January 25th, the first Mac computer was on sale. Let's see. Okay. Now let's look at the other page for January 2022. January, from the Roman god Janus, the keeper of the gates, who was pictured with two heads, thus able to see the past and the future. It's interesting. I wonder if Siamese twins are able to see the past and the future. Or if they just have to see a bunch of doctors. Let's see. So the new moon phase will begin tomorrow on January 2nd at 1:33 p.m. And we will reach first quarter January 9th at 1:11 p.m. with the full moon coming on January 17th at 6:48 p.m. and the last quarter January 25th at 8:41 a.m. And these are all listed in Eastern Standard Time. So for gardeners, let's look at our January 2022 garden tips as provided by Harris's Farmer's Almanac. It says, evaluate your landscape and decide on any changes you want to make this year. Plan your spring garden first, then order seeds and bare root trees. In temperature zones, prune deciduous trees. Add mulch as needed to form a protective blanket, quotes, over low-growing plants susceptible to freezing. Be sure birds have water and food. I don't know if that last part is really on gardeners. I think that birds having water and food, I think at this point they've kind of established themselves as kind of I don't think they need us to make sure they have water and food. I think birds are pretty good at taking care of themselves. We've got a section on garden planning. Before you order seeds and plants, plan your garden around the way you live. If you have dogs that follow you everywhere, consider restricting them to the garden paths, or they will no doubt wallow in the cool soil around the lettuces. And let me tell you, with my experience walking in the garden at my grandma's with this little dog, she does not mind the rows. She's all over the place. Let's see. Wood-sided raised beds will keep most dogs out. Yep. Both chickens and your edibles will be safer from critters if you fence in the garden. We learned to keep the rattlesnakes away from the house and barn by keeping the field mowed between the buildings and edge of the woods. My grove of black locust trees was a good distance from the house, but thorns nearly a foot long were treacherous for people, pets, and tractor tires. Those trees were soon turned into fence posts and firewood. Learn which trees and weeds are poisonous to people and to some animals in your area and get rid of them. I've had problems with wild cherry trees, which have a toxin in their leaves after frost that can make a horse sick if eaten. The roots of the black walnut tree have caused trouble too. They release a chemical into the soil that can interfere with the health of some garden veggies. Sketch a map of your farm or garden, complete with buildings, trees, electric, gas, and septic lines, and fences. Include such things as clotheslines, compost bins, water lines, and spigots, as well as items you want to add later, perhaps a tool shed, patio, or grape arbor. Use the map when deciding what to put where, so your new plants will get the right exposure and create the effect you want. See, then they got a little thing on stone walls. Here's an old way to protect fruit trees from the cold that's very attractive. Until greenhouses became popular, many farmers in Europe built thick stone walls around their trees to provide shelter from the cold winds and soak up the sun's heat during the day while releasing it during the night. Other farmers espaliered, Espaliiered, their trees, train them on trellises to grow flat against stone walls, a method that is popular today. The wall creates a warm microclimate, and the trees take up less space than traditionally pruned ones, but yield about the same amount of fruit. Once an Espaliiered tree is trained, it is easier for a backyard gardener to maintain than one that is taller than 8 to 10 feet. And then they've got some farm dates. Let's see, so on the 2nd, 3rd, 6th through 8th, 11th, 12th, and 16th, you want to plant above ground crops, which is interesting because I don't know how the crops would levitate. I don't know. So I guess don't worry about doing anything on those days because any crops will be relative to the ground and such that at least part of them will touch the ground. So I'm not really sure what above ground means. I guess plant your birds on those days. You're going to want to plant root crops on the 17th, 23rd, or 24th. While you tend your hydroponics on the 6th through the 8th, or the 16th or 17th. And let's see, control plant pests. You're going to want to do that today on January 1st. Or you can wait until the end of the month and do it on the 28th or 29th. Any transplants you're going to want to take care of on the 11th, 12th, 16th, or 17th. If you want to plant flowers, you can do that tomorrow on January 2nd, the 3rd, or the 6th to the 8th. You can set eggs on the 2nd, 3rd, 17th, or 24th. So that kind of covers what you are allowed to do under this guidance. So yeah, I hope that kind of helps you out in understanding what you have to deal with this month, and I hope that you feel better prepared for this month with this information. So let's see. Oh, they got a little quote here at the bottom. It says, "Learn from the mistakes of others. You won't live long enough to make all of them yourself." Yeah, that's interesting. Think about that. All right. Well, I appreciate your time, and that has been at least some form of a weather report for January 2022, and yeah, we can continue to get into it, but yeah, I think that's a pretty good primer. So thank you, and look forward to speaking with you again soon.